Yes, and that's all.
I know that.
Yep, I heard that statistic.
That's
all
ridiculous.
the awesome music he made.
No.
I mean, there's so many generations.
How is that even possible? They only got one radio.
I know.
Interesting.
Hello, Facebook. Glad everybody could join us. I see you on there. Hopefully this will work now.
Aw, kitty.
Ah, that's
Skittles or Kit Kat?
that's Skittles. My critters.
Cute.
Skittles is the one that will be on my desk when you call me. She has to, or he has to do that.
And Kit Kat is the crabby one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never had an animal not like me, and
Mary Alonso is on.
hello.
I got 1 minute.
Anyway, the cat was like
Sorry.
growling at me. Like,
Ooh.
what did I do?
I woke up on the wrong side of the cat bed.
He and Terry just said that he's like that. I guess he's just like that.
2 years last night.
2 years what?
Terry and I. Our anniversary last night.
Aw.
I know.
Did you celebrate?
I did. At home.
Oh, okay.
At home.
Whatever works, right?
Get ready. Here we go.
Okay. I hear music.
Hang on.
Okay.
Watch this.
Hello friends, Bill Baker here, host of the Sunbury Real Estate Show, found right here on 103.5 FM, The Sun, every Wednesday at 11 a.m. Hey, when I'm not on the radio, I'm working with folks just like you to help them buy and sell homes. I'm proud to say that my team, the Baker Group, has been helping people buy and sell homes in the greater Sunbury area for over 10 years. Information about buying and selling a home is available on my website, thebakerrealtygroup.com, on Facebook by searching the Baker Realty Group, or by calling 608-575-6731. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the Sunbury Real Estate Show with Bill Baker and Laura Stanfield. Brought to you by the Baker Realty Group.
Welcome to the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show with your host, Bill Baker.
Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Hump Day and the Sun Prairie Real Estate Show. I'm Bill Baker, your host, and you're listening to 103.5 WLSP, The Sun, home of the award-winning Station of the Year when chosen by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association. Very proud of that, as you can tell. We're underwritten by those wonderful folks at the Bank of Sun Prairie, the Baker Realty Group, and Wintrust Mortgage. And just a very special day for me today. And Laura, you got to fix your camera.
I think I just did.
Okay, I'm looking at your eyeballs. There you go. It's getting better. It's getting better. And better. More better.
More better?
More better. Looks good. Okay, there we go. Hey, a very special show for me today because in studio I have a very special lady who is my designated managing broker for EXP. It's her first time on the radio, and she covers the entire state of Wisconsin.
Woo!
About a gazillion agents, that's all I know. And we're going to talk to her today about the market and what she sees, what's going on out there. We're going to talk about pricing, we're going to talk about strategies, we're going to talk about stuff, we're going to talk about sight unseen offers, and we're just going to talk. We're just going to have a great time. But before we get to that, she has to have that introduction. The greatest mortgage banker in the world, the one, the only, Laura Stanfield from Wintrust Mortgage.
He does that just to make me blush. Yes.
You have to talk into the microphone. 7 years we've been doing this. 7!
Wow.
7 years!
Yeah.
Okay.
He wants people to eat their microphone.
No, well,
That it doesn't taste good to me.
well, I know that you go home and you listen to the recording after we're finished, but if you notice in the recording, the sound is a lot
No.
better.
Like this?
No, yes.
Okay.
Raise up that voice. Oh my, 7 years, we're in our 7th year.
Wow, that is crazy.
I actually went back and listened to a couple of recordings from 2016.
Really? Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I know.
That seems like forever ago, doesn't it?
No, it was a
Man.
blink.
Mm.
So tell me what's going on in lending.
Interest rates seem to be the topic, right? But there's really not been a whole lot of change lately. We're still, I'd say, 5 1/4 in most cases.
Yeah.
Credit score plays into it, and other things that we've talked about many, many times. But yeah.
Well, it seems like there's some volatility going on with lending. It sounds, from what I hear nationally, is that the numbers are down on the amount of applications that are being submitted.
Yeah.
But is that true? Is that really what's going on?
That mortgage applications are down?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is. And I think we've lost buyers in the market too. You guys can probably speak to that. People who have just left because it's hard.
No,
It's just hard to get an accepted offer. But that's maybe not a bad thing, right?
Mhm.
We need things to normalize a little bit. And I've been hearing that there's fewer offers coming in at any one time.
Oh, really?
Fewer showings, fewer offers, and not the pricing craziness.
Mhm.
But it's gonna take a while to whatever normalize is gonna mean,
Yeah,
right? For
more
us.
balanced, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we have to say congratulations to Brett and Megan on getting their accepted offer down in Lake Mills.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, how many offers?
Pull my hair out. I have no hair. Look at it, it's short. I ripped it all out.
Well, and yeah, we've talked about that before too. Loan program makes it harder for some to get accepted offers, and they have a loan program, a government loan program
Mhm.
that made it really challenging, we'll say, to get an accepted offer. But it's not impossible. It's about how it's presented, I think, and knowing what the program means.
I multitask.
I noticed that.
Facebook knows it. I didn't. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, drop us a question, drop us a comment, any of your thoughts. Glad to respond there and share that. If you would like, you can always call us on the phone, 608-825-0930. 608-825-0930 is the number. Laura's going to play with the camera all day long.
This
She's going to break
camera
it.
bugs me. I like that one.
You're gonna-
but, oh well,
you're gonna
what
frickin'
can we
break
do
it.
about
There, it's
I'm
perfect.
not gonna break it. Just keep talking.
You're gonna break
I'll figure it out.
Okay, so let me introduce our guest. So, Deb Cappello is our designated managing broker for EXP Realty. And to remind everybody that I am an EXP agent. EXP Realty is a national company and hasn't been around that long. Oh my gosh, I know. I mean, we're like at 80,000 some agents nationwide or worldwide.
Worldwide.
And how many here in Wisconsin?
We have just over 900, about 930, 950 right in there. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
But it's one of the coolest companies, and we're going to talk about
Yeah.
that in a few minutes. But this lady, she had to say it to me, so I have to use it. She's been practicing real estate since 1982. She was 12 when she started. And but she spent time with Coldwell Banker and also Century 21, just like me.
Yes.
And from Evansville, Indiana.
That's right. Yep.
And now you live down in Lake Geneva.
Correct.
Ooh,
Now, do you live on one?
like
You got one of those
that.
big houses on the lake down there?
Oh no.
What do you mean? Oh no!
No.
Millions.
You're a real estate
Yeah.
broker.
I know.
You know you got all that money. You
Yeah.
wheel it around in wheelbarrows.
No, I do my own yard work and everything.
You do?
I do.
How do you find time for that?
That's my therapy, right? On the weekends, that's what I love to do.
I'm with you. Me too.
Flowers and mowing my yard. And I used to have a landscaper, but I fired them because they couldn't do the job I could do.
Oh,
So
wow.
I'm just like, I'm going to take it back over.
You know, I'm that way
Perfectionist?
too. Because my
Oh, I know.
lines have to be perfect.
Right? Exactly.
They do.
Like vacuum marks in a rug. It's the
Yeah.
same way in my
Yeah.
lawn.
Yeah.
So, I always do my own laundry and stuff like that. I have to tell this story because this is funny. So back when Jean and I were married, we're talking about doing laundry and all this stuff. I only had to do her laundry once, and some of it came out pink.
Oops.
So I never had to do it again.
You did that on purpose, I have.
Well, so she made the attempt once to do the lawn, and only once, because her lines were crooked. I'm not kidding. She's
Right?
like, get off my tractor. Don't bother my lines. Those are my lines.
My line.
My
My
lines.
lines.
All right.
That's true.
Stay in your lane.
See?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
get out of the left lane. I'm behind you.
Right.
That big black truck is mine. Get out of the way. Hey, you have a quote that you like. Live by the golden
Yes, I
rule.
do. Yes, I do.
Wow, yeah.
Personally and business-wise,
I
and
love it.
it has served me well.
But I like what you say, because I read this when I was checking up on you.
Oh, what did I?
You said, I live by the golden rule. Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Fast. Wow. I got to sit on that for a minute.
Well,
That explains a lot about you.
Well, nobody's perfect, but I always try to live my life and be a role model for our agents and everything that, what kind of manager, would I want if I were an agent? And that's what our whole team, this is a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
We have an awesome team, and we all have that mantra, which I'm very proud to be a part of EXP with great people.
Well, and that's a lot of people to manage, but you do have help.
Oh, yeah.
You've got Dave
Yeah.
and Andy, and then Sarah. Got to get Sarah Gunderson in there. because
Absolutely.
She's the little superstar.
She is.
She has a cape hidden under her clothes. Got that the blue costume. Got the
Yeah.
S on her chest.
Yes,
Have
she
you
does.
seen this, actually?
Yes,
Have you?
I have.
Okay, wow.
Well, because she's come to my rescue many times.
She's amazing. Yes.
Okay, then don't let her go, right?
No.
Make sure she feels appreciated.
She is amazing. Yes, we do. We love her.
Ashley Todd says, EXP proud.
Yeah.
Sherry White says, good morning.
Morning.
Yes. Sherry White is, a
She
starter.
brought EXP here.
Yes.
Sherry, you're my hero. Cute
Does
story
she
about
have a cape
Sherry. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Different
No, she's
color.
got Wonder Woman outfit.
She has
She's
like
got that
the
lasso.
wings, right? And the bangles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when the whole outpouring of Keller Williams happened, and we're all lost sheep out there, and Nicole Charles, myself, and Guy Lofts, and I can go right down the list on this stuff. Sherry was out there with her golden lasso, trying to grab us and pull us into this thing called EXP, and we're like, oh my God, EXP. So the smart ones went to EXP. I went to Century 21 affiliate.
Temporarily.
Yes, temporarily.
Yeah.
I like to say I got bought, and I did.
I know Bill.
Ah!
We go way back.
You go way back?
Way back into the 80s.
Oh, but Dan is fabulous.
Yes.
Well, they're both fantastic
Yes.
people, and it's a great organization.
It is.
But I just don't look good in yellow.
Right.
No, I don't. Well, no, I don't. Look at all my old business cards. Got yellow jacket on and stuff. You're laughing
They
at
don't
me.
do that anymore.
I know, but
Yeah.
I just thought.
No, they're not. They're optional, yeah.
So why would you leave? Here's the thing. I got to hear this. I love the stories on this. So you were with Caldwell for a year.
No, 8 years.
8 years, I
8
mean.
years,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Mhm.
Oh.
Why would you leave them to join EXP?
EXP approached me. I wasn't looking. They called me one day when I was driving home, and there's changes like in any company, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'll listen. Well, within the hour, we negotiated salary, everything, job description. I'm like, I'm in.
Wow.
I made my decision driving home.
Wow.
Don't mess around, right?
Yeah, no.
If it feels right,
And
do it.
I don't regret it. This company, I believe, has the best of all the brands out there. We have it all.
Why?
Because,
Tell people why.
Yeah,
That just sounds like a salesman thing.
I know it does, but there's companies that have some of it, here, there, but they don't check all the boxes that we do. We have multiple ways for agents to make money, not just listing and selling.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's beautiful.
it is a great thing.
We have a wealth building program basically built into the sale of real estate. And then again, you don't even have to sell real estate.
That's what I'm saying.
And it's beautiful. I think it is anyway.
It is.
People don't get it though. They're like, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, or it
No,
can't be that good.
We're employee owned.
That's right.
So when you do well, I do well, Dave does well, Mary does well, Sherry does well.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the winning thing about our company. That is one of the things that sets us apart.
I think the thing about our industry is because you were recruited as you were driving.
Yeah.
And we all get the recruiting calls.
Yeah.
All the time. And folks, what I'm talking about is real estate companies are measured a lot of times by how many agents they have. They're always proud to tell you, well, we have 150,000 agents worldwide, whatever. Just like I did when I said we have 80,000 that are out there. But we're always being recruited, and they're always wanting to show us the new shiny thing or the next better thing. And I mean, you get turned off immediately. I don't know about you, but I do. I mean, it's like, not interested. I mean, I did it to Sherry White.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? And I love that woman. We are besties. And it's just like, why? And, she still, every time I see her, just hits me upside the head. Told you.
Yeah.
Told you. No, that's not true. But we're so afraid of being recruited or being open-minded to things.
Yeah.
And when you start talking about EXP, you see the eyeballs roll. Or they glass over. And they shouldn't.
No.
Because it's what other company out there allows you to be an owner.
Right?
Immediately. Go sell something. Get some stock.
Yeah.
Buy some more stock. I just kept buying the stock along the way also. And then also what I think people get hung up on the revenue share.
Yeah. The downlines and
Right.
That's where they call it a pyramid scheme. I
Right.
think.
right.
Well, and here's what it is, folks. What happens is it's a way that EXP rewards people like me for introducing you to the organization, and as you're productive through your commissions and all that, and the money that you pay to the house, I'm rewarded for that also until what's called a cap is fulfilled. Let's not go down that rabbit hole because people will be going, what?
Right.
But there's a way of rewarding people for bringing your friends and people you believe in, people you want to be in business with, to the organization.
Yes. And it's a lifetime. It's not based on company profit.
Yeah.
Like some companies.
Well, profit's misleading.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, Glenn Sanford just set up an awesome system.
I'm liking
There's
it.
other
Yeah.
companies that function this way, right? But not in
Sure.
the exact way.
No.
Well,
You need to find out what the differences are.
the cool thing is that we're all virtual. This is really the first virtual company that was
Yes.
out there on the market.
Yes.
And I have to tell you, I had a hard time with my avatar
Yeah.
because he couldn't get slim enough. But he's gray hair, he looks good, and he's got red Chuck Taylors on. You design your own avatar. And we meet in a world, a virtual world, which is exciting, I think, because we can talk to people all over the country in one location. I think it's cool.
Yeah. I just heard yesterday Ryan Serhan from LA, from $1 Million Listing, he set up a virtual world with avatars. I mean, copying someone is the best flattery, right?
Yes.
And he did that.
Well, and look at where the technology
Yeah.
that EXP owns,
Yeah.
EXP Holdings owns, is now working with a little company called Meta for their virtual world.
Right.
Huh, do you know that?
I didn't know that.
I keep secrets from you all the time. I know.
That's okay.
Sorry.
That's all right.
I'm sorry about that.
That's really okay. I don't need to know everything.
But it's a really cool organization. And
It
so
is.
when we have a sales meeting, folks, you're sitting in your office, in your car, wherever you want to be, and you're on the app, and there's a speaker and a presentation that's going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and we can share our screens. We can show our faces.
Yeah.
We have Google Meet. I mean, we have it going on. People can walk into the world, walk into our accounting department, get answers. It's really the next best thing to brick and mortar. Better.
It's better.
Because brick and mortar, they're corporate office would be in another location.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you, I miss being in an office.
Yeah.
And it, because you and I are social.
Yeah.
I want to be in an office where I can bother other people while they're working,
Yeah.
But
I think it's called synergy, right?
It
Not
is.
bothering other
Yeah.
people, but bouncing ideas off of each other.
well, I would say
Helping each other.
some of those agents out there would say I was bothering them, but
Well, maybe. It's you.
it's the
after
ADD
all,
in me.
so,
I mean, it's
yeah, I
off the wall,
understand.
right?
You know, it's funny you bring that up because I share this story with new agents. When I was in grade school, my report cards every year, teachers would write, Debbie is the class clown. Debbie talks too much. Debbie disturbs others.
Oh.
And now I'm talking for a living and making money, right?
Okay, see?
That
Realize your strengths.
That was my report card. It was.
Right.
Oh my God.
I know.
Well, it works now in adulthood. Not
It
does.
a
I know.
teacher's favorite kind of
No.
personality, but it works in adult life. If
Right.
you
Oh
make it.
my goodness, I tell you.
Funny.
Hey, so let's turn this a little bit.
Yeah.
EXP's, we heard about EXP. Okay, we got the EXP plug out of the way, right? Hey, let's talk about this market. I mean, seriously, you've been in this since 1982.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
Not like this. I mean, you know, there's ups and downs in our industry, right? History repeats itself and rates go up, rates go down, you know, buyer's market, then a seller's market. This is a crazy seller's market. We are now just seeing it start to turn. Start to turn with, you know, we're getting price reductions. I know. We're seeing that. Now, some markets, they haven't hit that yet, right? It's still a hot multiple offer. But, no, we are seeing it across the state.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I'm handing out paperwork
Yeah.
because I forgot to give it to you earlier.
Yeah.
That's the thing I emailed to you.
Right.
But prices are coming down. Oh my God. Well,
A little bit.
A little bit of,
yeah, I was gonna say.
It's going to
Yeah.
take a while, but
It will.
You know,
we'll see it.
in this market, how are you working with our agents on helping buyers?
Yeah.
Hey, have you ever thought that buyers are just first time in your business life in real estate going, I really don't want another buyer
I know.
because I don't want to handle another rejection.
Mm-hmm.
And the folks we were talking about, I can't remember how many offers we've written for them.
A lot.
8 maybe? And then they also went through with another agent.
Well, right. You kind of came in after
Right.
they already had many offers out there.
And that was hand-holding. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ask you a
No,
question and I
no,
interrupted.
it's okay. I mean, yeah, they're getting creative. We're seeing offers with no inspections. We're seeing an incentive. Accept my offer by noon today at this price, right? Higher price, or it gets reduced if it's in the pool
Right.
of offers. I mean, there's all kinds of creative things going on. Buyers are paying the seller's taxes.
Yeah.
Buyers are paying the seller's closing costs, or
Right.
part of them. All kinds of incentives to get their offer accepted.
And I got to tell you, though, I look at some of the offers that we're writing, and I'm having conversations with Laura, and I'm reaching out to other people going, this is where I think we have to be honest. How do you guys feel about
Yeah.
this? And they're like, oh, I don't know. And I'm working with a really good friend, Bob Call, who's an appraiser. And I can bounce ideas off him. And, I mean, he's the same way. He shakes his head. He just, and some of these, it's, you get an accepted offer and you hold your breath.
Well, and that's it. And some of them aren't appraising out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One of the things that I've noticed, and that Laura and I have brought, trying to bring to the attention of the world, is that through this process, the people who are getting hurt are veterans, FHA,
Yes.
WIDA, our
Yes.
rural housing. They're not being accepted.
I know.
And that's just killing me.
I know.
To hurt our veterans like that.
I know. I will always put them and try to sell that.
Right.
They served our country. Yeah, absolutely.
But these offers that are coming in, I mean, it's for some reason people think that it's a good thing to have 20 offers.
I know. And they're wanting to wait.
Right.
Yep.
So one of the things I put down here to talk to you about was the pricing structure of what's going on out there. And I pulled up, and you have the page in front of you if you have your magnifying glass. But it's in Sun Prairie, there's a couple of homes in here. One was $60,000 over. It started at $279,900, sold at $340,000. It's a 1,200 square foot home at $266 a square foot.
Right?
Wow.
I mean, first of all, OMG.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if that was a cash deal or not.
Conventional.
It's conventional, okay.
Yeah.
And wow, where did the appraiser get that number?
Yeah.
Think about that for a second.
Crazy.
And then, did they price the house wrong?
Well, that's a tactic too. Agents are slightly underpricing so that the bidding war happens and they end up getting more, making more than if they were to price it as normal. Yeah.
And I've talked about this several times on the air and in public, is that I think if we priced it correctly, the price would have gone even higher.
You think?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh. But to have 20 offers,
Yeah.
have 10 offers,
Yeah.
have 5 offers in front of somebody and presenting those offers
Yeah.
is a huge challenge.
It
And to
is.
be unbiased
Yeah.
in the selection process. Because you know what happens.
I don't think that happens in a lot of cases, unfortunately.
It doesn't. Oh,
Yeah.
You know what happens. You go through. You got your fancy spreadsheet
Yeah.
out,
I was just gonna say.
right?
Yeah.
And you're talking about each one of these. Here's the strengths and weaknesses of each one of these. And you turn and you look at your sellers and say, which one would you like to select?
Right.
What do they do?
What do you think?
What do you think?
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know. What do you think? Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's frustrating from the lending side of it and buyer's point of view. You were talking about government loan programs.
Right.
And I don't know. As a listing agent, you get your spreadsheet together, right? And one column might be loan program, right? So how do you present that? Because most sellers don't know what any of this stuff means. So
Right.
the communication's coming from the listing
It
agent
is.
about what it means.
It
How
is.
are you presenting that?
Well, how should it be presented, Deb?
Well, and that's it. How are we framing it? I mean, it needs to be, fair. And you brought up, love letters to the sellers. NAR frown on those because it could get into fair housing issues. But it's ultimately the seller's decision. You just got to lay out the facts. We teach our agents verify with the lender because we do see pre-approval letters that are not written right. Maybe the people have a home to sell and it's not on the pre-approval letter.
Unless they can qualify without that.
Correct, which
There's a lot of
some
those
can.
conversations going on these days.
Correct.
Yeah.
But agents have to do more work with each of these offers and calling the lenders and verifying things and getting all the ducks in a row and weighing it out. And it's not always price. It might be another term.
Right.
It could be closing date.
timeframe. Yeah.
It could be that incentive that they're paying their taxes. It could be a number of things. Post occupancy.
Sure.
Seller lives there free. Post occupancy.
Just did that.
Yeah. Right.
Just did it.
Right.
Yeah.
It's really interesting to me. I mean, what I'm finding is that when you talk to people, they're saying out in the real world, when you're talking to people, they have this tainted vision of real estate and what it's really like. And thank you to the press for doing that, and the media, with fake news. I get to use that phrase. I like that.
Oh, man.
Well, they think everybody's paying cash.
Right.
And they're not. I mean, if we look at May's numbers so
Yeah.
far, year to date on this, I have 16% of them are cash deals.
Mm-hmm.
Only 16%. And 82% are conventional mortgages. Only one VA, which really upset
There
me.
you
but,
go. Yeah.
and 68% of those have competing offers. And if you look at the MLS says we're at 106% of asking price, or we're 6% over, but that's not the case. Because I like to break them down. And this is the first time Deb's actually seen my rabbit hole stuff here, so this is kind of fun. I broke it down by some pricing categories on here, and you can't go by that 6%. in other words, if you're going to buy a house and you're trying to figure out what price you want to
Right.
offer, if you say 6% and you're in the price range of 100 to 400,000,
Yeah.
and you're less than 8%, you lose.
You lose. On
You've got to
average.
be 9 to 10%,
Wow.
which is amazing, I think. But we went going back to this house up here at the top we were talking about. That's at the square footage is 266,000, and the average square footage of a brand new, newly constructed home, on average, is $244 a square foot. They could have bought a new home,
Right.
and for that square footage, for just a few dollars more.
Did anybody run the numbers?
But they also have to wait.
Well, yeah, but waiting. Gotta be patient. Gotta be patient. Come on.
Yes.
Didn't-
But you're right. Yeah, the numbers don't lie.
No, it's just it drives me crazy. And how do you teach that? I mean, I've had a team. How would you teach your buyer's agents on writing an offer and coming up with that number?
Pricing it, right?
Well,
Yeah.
right, and they've got to do their homework like you did. Know your numbers, as they say, right?
Right.
Go in, search, pull the numbers, and all you can do is advise your clients so they can make an intelligent and informed decision.
Well, I know, but I want to make sure, because if you don't get that offer, you know what
Yeah.
happens. The fingers comes back
Yeah,
to you,
it's your
and
fault,
it's your
right?
fault.
Yeah.
And they look at you and go, what?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a cash deal. Oh my
Right.
gosh.
Right.
And so it's a challenge out there, and having conversation with my appraiser buddy, it's a challenge for them too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Once you're
sure
in a
comps
market-
aren't keeping up, right?
Comps
There's
aren't
not
there.
enough,
That's
not enough inventory to base your comps on.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a real challenge when you're in a market that's rising so quickly and the comps just haven't caught up to it. We've been here before, though. This
Yeah.
isn't the first time, but
No.
this is just
But not
more
like
intense.
this.
Not
Right.
like we
It's
didn't have the
not the same.
low inventory
No.
Right.
before.
And
No.
there's really no end in sight as far as that goes. So I
Yikes.
think it's interest rates and stress, competition, that's driving those out that have decided to leave the market.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're gonna be in a seller's market, I think, for a long time. There's just
That's
no
what
quick
I'm hearing.
answer
I think so
to the
too.
inventory issue.
Yeah, I think so, because we have no inventory, and
Right.
5% is still a good rate.
Yeah.
It really
It
is.
is.
People are just
Yeah.
freaking over because they can't get 3% anymore. Hey,
We have to just change our focus, shift our focus.
that's true.
Yeah.
Check this out. This is interesting. I think you'll like this. The U.S. median rental price hit a new high of $1,827 per month in April,
Buy a house.
while the annual
Yeah.
growth rate rose 16.7%. Still, rents continue to rise at a double-digit pace. Rents were 21% higher this April, past April, compared to April of 2020. And so then they surveyed renters. 2/3 of renters, 66%, stated increasing rents and other housing expenses are the biggest financial strain for their household. Groceries are second with 57%. Car, including gas, would be 50%, and then it just goes down. And so here's the thing you need to know. Why am I telling you about this? I mean, if you're renting, you already know this. And we've had conversations with Jacob and Patriot Properties and others. We know they're going up 20%. We know that they're throwing numbers out there and they're getting them. Sometimes they just throw a dart, and if it hits, that hits. Here in this town, we're at full. We're at 92 to 96% because of the turn ratio you have to have. And so even though we're building more apartments, it's still not going to be enough. And I know the politicians and residents out here are rolling their eyes at me right now because they're like, no more apartments. But we have 15,000 people that live outside of Sun Prairie that come into the city to work every day. So that tells you we need housing. And apartments are part of that. But here's what we need to know about the rentals and all that. That owning a home right now, even at these prices that we have and the current rates that we have, is still a win because you can't survive. owning a home is the only way that you can freeze your housing cost,
Yes,
because rentals are going to continue to go up.
right.
And that's why it's still a great opportunity to buy a home.
It is.
And you got to work on that.
And there's grants and there's all kinds of, first-time buyer incentives are still
If you
around,
can get
right?
those accepted.
Yeah, that's the
part of
thing.
Right,
the challenge,
true,
though.
true.
Right. That has
Yeah.
down payment assistance and all that,
Yeah.
if you can get it accepted.
Right.
I mean, we're having a hard enough time with FHA and VA.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, how do you add that in there too? But it's
Well, you have to, it's the conversation the listing agent, again, is having with the seller. Like, if you know enough about what the programs mean, so let's say it's a property that doesn't really need a lot of maintenance. There's no chipping or peeling paint.
Oh, right.
There's
Yeah.
no missing hand railings.
Yeah.
There's no missing CO detectors. So it's basically like a conventional loan.
Yeah,
What's your worry?
yeah.
So last week, one of our clients, we went out to see a house, great, nicely priced house, and I get there before them, and my heart sinks, because I'm looking up and the fascia has peeling paint,
Yep.
and I'm like, we're done.
Yeah.
And so they got there, and I said, you might as well not even look at it. You can't buy it. Well, why? How much over do we have to go? I mean, it has nothing to do with that. Your program will not allow you to buy this house. They have to fix that. And I pointed up, and they're like, you got to be kidding me. House inside was gorgeous.
Oh, man.
But that's, that's what's going
That's the
on.
situation we're in right now, though. But that's why, realtors need to be in tune to what's going on. What does this stuff mean? What do the programs mean? As you're previewing properties, you need to know what you're looking for.
Uh-huh.
And the buyer has to know what their options are for programs. If they are in a government loan, can they get into a conventional loan? What is that, I don't
Right.
know. But we all have to be working together and understand what all this stuff means.
Right.
You need to be a solid resource
And
for your
it,
buyers.
I mean, you can't take the risk of knowing that they're getting a mortgage and saying it's a cash transaction.
Unless they have the cash to back
I
it up.
know.
Well-
Cash in the bank or cash when financed, right?
Right. And that's a hard one. I mean, that would make me lose sleep. And I take a lot of risk. Just ask her.
He's a button pusher.
I am. So if I could get just to hold my breath, I call holding my breath. You get that offer, now I know I've got my, hopefully 30 days. 2 weeks is what I need, by the way. And to think I've written a cash offer, they can come in and do an appraisal. I mean, you can put that in there.
Sure.
But it's always what if.
Yep.
And
There's always risk in real estate.
Oh
Even
my
if you
gosh.
think you got the cleanest offer, cash ready to close in a week, 2 weeks,
right.
there's still always risk in real estate.
Right. Hey, let's talk about the, well, hang on a second. Let me tell everybody what's going on out there. Sun Prairie, right now, I want to let you know what's going on in your market as we speak. You know how I am. I like to give you the numbers today instead of waiting 45 days from now. Next week's going to be a great time. I love the end of the month because you will have May's numbers next Wednesday. Listings right now, we're almost, I have a feeling we're going to hit it. We're at 59. Last year we were at 70, and so I have a feeling we will be close to that number. Number of solds right now, we're down 15%. We're trending 15% down. We'll see what happens. Don't forget, the end of the month is when it rushes and everything happens out there. But right now we're sitting with an average price of $386,854, which is a 4.5% increase over last May, the same time frame on this. And don't forget that April, we finished up with our numbers were pretty strong, actually. They were at 426,000, which is another subject in its own. But 106% of asking price is what it's averaging. 106% of that. Days on market's 8. Days on market dropped again, which is amazing.
8.
But I know 8.
Yeah.
8's like, hello. Condos, forget about it. We got 3 on the market right now. The listings are down 33%. Sales are down only 2%, which is really kind of weird. Price is up 15%, and we're still at 106% of value. So
These are from May of last year numbers?
Yes.
Or from, okay,
yes, they're May's numbers now compared to last year.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you're working with a realtor out there, ask them about their numbers. If they don't know their numbers, get another realtor. But my broker's going to cringe on that. I just said, I think I just violated every
Well, but how do you
realtor.
help with questions
Code of
if you're
ethics.
listing
Yeah.
a property? How show me the numbers. How do I know what to list it at? What's a reasonable value? How do you
Right.
do your job
Right.
if you don't know the numbers?
Well,
Buyers, how much do I offer?
Exactly. The agent has to do a market study, a
Yeah.
comparative market analysis.
There's
I mean,
nothing wrong with saying that.
when I
That's
was
part of
new,
the job.
that would take me 3 hours. I mean, today I can knock it out in half hour, an hour. Well,
Did
I
you
mean,
see the rabbit hole?
I know. There's a lot of data. But, anybody that loves numbers,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my favorite part of our business.
Me too.
Is
Really?
pricing, doing market
You
analysis.
two have a lot in common.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not me.
It's yeah. Look, I could
But
violate
people
code
need
of
them.
ethics.
People need the numbers. Whether you like them or not, you need to know what the
You do.
numbers are, buyer and seller.
You do.
It just bothers me that there are agents out there that just because they got their license, they're listing a house and selling it. And sometimes I look at it and I look at those numbers and I look at that asking price on there, and it bothers me because I don't agree with things like 20 offers. I need one
Yeah.
at the highest price possible. Now a lot of people go, well, I sold it, didn't I? And I got 20 offers, and look, we're 50,000 over the asking price. I don't know if that's a stripe on our arm, as
Isn't
a
it interesting
ranking.
what's considered a victory
Yes. Thank you.
in this market?
And
The wrong things, really, but it just is.
right. Here's my struggle with it, though, and I'm kind of bringing this back home, is that my struggle with it is that it messes up the consumer. The consumer does not know what price range to look for a home.
Right.
So if they're approved for $300,000, do they look for a $300,000 price range, or $250,000,
Right. And bid up.
or $210,000?
Yeah.
So then, and I can see the frustration, and I can see why people back off and why they decide to sit down and get out of the game.
Yep. And just wait it out.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And I think
I
that's
don't think waiting it out, people do that, absolutely. But has that worked for people
No.
over the last couple of years?
Oh, no.
They're frustrated now because
are.
rates are higher and
Yeah.
home prices are higher.
yeah.
And I've always said, just stay in the market. When the right one comes along, you'll see it. Don't take yourself out.
What's meant to be will be. I tell
true.
I love
people
that.
all the time.
Yeah.
I've seen it in my own life.
Yeah.
I mean, in whatever home you're meant to have, it's going to happen for you.
Sure.
When the timing
Yep,
is right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Janice Bednar on Facebook, she says, correct, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
And then Roxanne Johnson says, education.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And that's why I'm an advocate for increasing the requirements for becoming a realtor and getting your license.
Yeah.
But I know that'll never happen because it's all about money.
Well, and on my end of things too, having a lender that's there and able to help you run numbers, because like you were talking about, your price range,
Right.
property taxes play
Right.
into it too.
Oh my gosh.
You need somebody that can help you run those numbers for
Condo
you.
fees.
What?
Condo fees.
Condo fees? Oh my gosh, yeah.
Association
I mean, they
fees.
can range.
Yeah,
It's a pretty wide
absolutely.
range in condo fees. And that could really change your price range a lot. So
Right.
if you don't have somebody willing to run numbers for you when you need them,
Right.
it just creates more frustration. And they
You're-
leave.
Your lender is an important part of your team. They really are.
Yes.
In more ways
Team.
than one.
That's what I mean.
Team
Yeah.
is the key word. We are
Yeah.
all working together
That's right.
and helping each other and being available to answer questions and run numbers.
Even on Sundays.
Even on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right on. I love that.
Yeah.
A loan officer that answers on weekends?
Yeah.
If she likes you.
No, I just do that. Somebody said that to me. They're like, "Oh my God, why are you calling me? I didn't think
Aw.
you'd call me." Because you need answers. Because
Right.
buyers need answers.
Right.
See?
And probably because I grew up with a mother who sold real estate. So
Yep.
she worked when she had to work. Weekends were, you guys know that,
Yep.
weekends are when you work, and evenings.
Well, we're at 7 days a week, 24 hours a day now because of the internet,
We are.
texting, and
Be
everything
careful
else.
with that though, right? You can still set boundaries. You
You
can still
can.
have a family and
You
a
can.
life.
Yeah.
But you still need to be available and a resource. Education. Who said that?
Yeah.
Somebody has
Roxanne?
a really
Oh.
long post. What's that?
Matt Steinmetz. Spent a year looking, got an accepted offer. Inspection kept us from buying the house. Sorry, Matt. We thought we were done for a while. We stayed in the market and found the perfect house for our family.
There you
Stick
go.
with it.
There you go.
He did. Now, Matt, I'm going to share the rest of the story. You do commute a little bit to Sun Prairie from Fort Atkinson,
Okay.
but they found their dream home.
Well,
There's,
they wouldn't have bought
Nothing wrong
it if
with
they
it.
didn't think that was reasonable.
Right.
Maybe he puts in a podcast and
Yeah.
before he knows it, he's at work.
Oh, he's awesome.
A lot of people say it's wind up and wind down time,
Right.
the drive time, and it's fine. It's good.
Yeah,
You know, it's
that's
whatever
true.
works for you.
Greatest State Farm agent there is, Matt Steinmetz.
all
I
right.
know, I tell you.
Okay. Well, good for you. I'm glad you didn't take yourself out of the market. That's what people need to hear. Don't leave the
No.
market.
Right.
Just wait until the right one comes along.
So let's talk about those love letters, as we call them.
Yes.
We've got about 15 minutes left,
Yep.
because I want to get to sight unseen, because that's one of my favorite subjects.
I have a question about the love letter, but go
Okay, go ahead.
There you go.
Well, so,
Why can't you do them?
no, I know why. Well, I know the
Well, let's
thought
tell everybody
process.
else why we can't do them.
Okay, you
Go ahead,
you
Deb.
tell them.
Yeah, so it can really cross that fair housing boundary. I know, I understand where the buyer is coming from. They're like, because I even had a client want to do it. And I said, and they're like, we just want to tell the sellers how much we love their home and our family, and we see our grandchild, playing and da-da-da-da in the big yard.
The dogs.
Yeah, right. Now dogs, right, that's not a protected class. You could mention the dogs. It's not a protected class. Anything that doesn't
Right.
affect any of the protected classes. But that's why they're frowned upon.
Yeah,
Okay, so the love
family
letter,
is a
I get
protected
that.
class.
What is?
Family.
Family.
Right,
and-
correct.
Careful with that one.
Correct.
Right?
So go ahead.
So some of it, there's more to it because there's many different protected classes, right?
Yes.
And it could be about something that you write in the letter, but some I've heard like making presumptions about your ethnicity.
Sure.
Mhm.
People can make presumptions based on your name.
Yep.
Yep.
So you can't take that out of a contract.
No.
No.
So what does it matter?
No, but they're even including photos of their family
Uh-huh.
and that. Yep.
That's
So
different.
you don't want to do that.
Yeah, people will make presumptions either way. I don't know. Somebody said, who told me that it's all about how the letter is submitted. If it's part of the offer,
Oh,
then it can't be taken out and they have to see it.
well, that's what's happening is
Mm.
agents are putting it into the additional comments area. And have you seen that with our company?
Very seldom.
Yeah, but
No.
Are most just not doing it now?
Well, yeah, we have seen a big drop. We don't see them much anymore.
so if I do that in the additional comments area, am I going to get a phone call from you?
He is a button pusher. You know that, right?
What was it?
He is a button pusher.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I mean, we promote, fair housing, and NAR frowns on the use of them, and I'm sure we're going to be seeing NAR make a definite stand where they're, prohibited.
Interesting.
We're going to see a lot of things coming from NAR soon.
Yeah,
That's a whole different show.
It is.
I sent an email to Ruth Hackney.
Commissions?
Right.
Yes.
I sent an email to Ruth, and she's not responded to me yet. I know.
Did you say conditions?
Commissions.
Commissions.
Oh, right.
There's
Yes.
a trend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's
I've
some
heard about
things
this.
going on.
Yes.
She's got
Which-
a lot on her plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would be that's a different show.
Yeah.
I'd love you. You got to come back and do it
I
again.
will. I'd love
Okay.
to.
So here's the thing that I took off and I started using these. I love these things. Sight unseen offers. And so we've had a few clients that I've told them, I can't go out there and I can't show you the property, but I can't stop you from going to the property. Can't stop you from knocking on the door and talking to them and asking them to see the house and all that. But all of a sudden we're seeing agents writing in their remarks area for agent area, no sight unseen offers. What's that all about?
Well, what we're seeing is when they're doing that and they're backing out once they finally see it, or
Okay.
they're waiving home inspections, and then after closing, I mean, I can't tell you the number of calls Dave and I have gotten from agents of after closing issues, things that are wrong.
I bet.
Yeah.
But there's
and
the real estate condition report, right?
If-
And they waive the
if
inspection.
correct,
So what
correct.
can they really do about it at that
But who's the first point of contact?
The agent.
That's right.
And then you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a conundrum because they want to get their offer accepted.
Right.
So they're doing sight unseen. They're having their agent video. I just had an agent ask, do I still need to have the buyer sign a sight unseen disclosure? I said, absolutely. You are not the buyer for them.
Right.
If they don't have another representative to walk through that home,
Sure.
they are not there. Yeah.
So here's the way I described it to people, is that especially since we put it active on a Thursday, we start showings through Sunday, open house maybe Saturday or Sunday, offers to be submitted on Monday, and then decisions made Monday night. That's what the trend has been. It's kind of cool, by the way. It makes it a little bit simpler for us, I think, as agents. I think it makes us lazy, but to a point. But here's the thing I like about a sight unseen, is if it's Thursday and I have a buyer, and here, let's set this up a little bit better. If I'm using Ann Baranski as an example, she had 70-some showings over a weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just use 70, and if you have 3 people per showing, 210 people just walked through that house, over that carpeting, through that woods, and to grandmother's house. They didn't go. But 200 people came into your house. It violated your space.
Yeah.
Opening up all your cabinets and your drawers.
Yeah.
Right.
All that. Yeah.
Exactly. And so if I have a sight unseen offer at a number that my seller is comfortable with, where I can stop that deal, well, in this case, I can accept that offer.
At any time.
At any
It does
time,
not have
right.
to be by that deadline.
Right, and then let them come in within 24 hours, or
Yep.
even shorten it if I can. They come in, they see the house, and they go, yep, I'm happy, well, I'm done.
And then the
Or-
seller hasn't lost much.
And the
right?
seller's not lost anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
They got what they wanted.
Yes.
But if they don't like it, they continue with the process.
Right.
And so then they find out if they're going to get another buyer.
Mm-hmm.
I see it as a win-win, because if I can get, Terry, when we were selling Terry's house, she hated people coming in the house.
I don't think anybody likes
Oh my
it.
gosh.
No.
It's just what you have to do, right?
Right, you have to keep it tidy.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
it's a lot of
You
work
have to
for
be gone a
sellers.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you have dogs, that's a pain in the rear,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
But for an agent to stipulate that, that's not a seller's opinion. That's the agent directing the transaction.
Well, the thing is, that would be a violation if that agent does not have it in writing on their listing agreement or in an amendment or in an email directing the agent to do that.
Well, I think they are. I have a feeling that they are putting it in there, and the reason being is that they've convinced the consumer that it's better to have 20 offers.
Yeah.
Let's just see what we get.
Yeah.
It's not about protecting the client and saying, hey, look, if you get your offer, then you're done. Then you can come back and start living in here again.
Exactly.
Isn't that part of a normal conversation when you're talking with a seller? What amount are you looking for? What amount do you need to have? Do you
Seller
need
net sheet.
Thank you.
Again, back to the numbers.
A
What's
what?
seller
net
net
sheet?
sheet?
Yes.
Yeah, equity sheet.
Yeah.
What's the bottom line?
Right.
Right.
Show me what
Are
I'm
those
gonna
being done though, do you think, on a consistent basis when you're listing a property?
They should be.
I feel like they're not, because I've asked that question
I
and
don't
people
think
don't
they
know what
are.
I'm talking
Oh
about.
my gosh.
Nope,
That'd be a great training, by the way.
I know.
Yeah.
We teach it.
I
Yeah.
really don't think they're using it. And then I
Well-
just do it for them. Like, I run my own numbers. If they need to know how much down payment on the next house,
Right.
I'm doing that. But I always thought that was a listing agent's.
It's so
responsibility.
easy for an agent to do because there's tools on the title company
Sure.
websites.
Right, and
Yes.
it'll just do it
Oh,
right
yeah.
for them.
Calculator right there. You
Eh.
plug in purchase price, taxes,
Exactly.
commission, bam.
Yep.
I had a sale recently in Monona, and we hit the number that he wanted, and he said, I'm done. I'm like,
See?
oh, I said, okay. I said, are you sure? We might be able to. Nope, I'm done. We've kept this house clean as we can do. I'm done.
There you
Right. That's
go.
your point. Exactly. Right there. Yeah.
We want to go back to living. And
There
then,
you go.
Yes.
the
Keep
amount
it
of
simple
time
for
and
them.
money
Give
that
them
they
the
put
number they
in.
want.
Well, it's all that time and effort. But for an agent to write that in just shows me that I think they have their self-interest. I don't think I'm concerned about that. Where the
financial gain because
Yeah, but
our commission is based on any sale price anyway.
I know,
Or
but
being a hero for the seller, look what I got you.
Right.
Look at all the
Yeah.
offers I brought in for you.
Yeah,
I'd rather say we got your number, move back in the house.
right.
I've just simplified your life
Right.
for you and got
Right.
you the number that you wanted.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so.
You have to ask the seller questions about their comfort levels.
There you go.
I think
know.
so
Consult.
too. All right, it's
It's
yeah.
not hard. Have a conversation. Ask what they want.
Right, right.
Don't make presumptions. Man, this stuff should be so simple, right?
Yeah.
I think I've broken probably like 20 code of conduct things today.
Well,
It's in a loving kind of way because it is interesting. I mean, this market's different.
It is.
None of us are used to this market. I did short sales and foreclosures. I thought that was the way the market was. That's when I came in.
Okay.
And so 2006. And we got really good at that.
it's an interesting way to come into the market. You're kind of thrown in, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about what you said in the very beginning about the gold rule. If we could be a little more empathetic and just ask, what would you like,
Yeah.
what would you want a listing agent to ask you?
Yeah.
How would you want them to treat you?
Well, and back to the VA and FHA, if it was, Mr. and Miss Seller, if it was your son or daughter looking to,
Yeah.
how would you feel about that?
You were a first-time home buyer.
That's right. We all were at one point.
This is so simple. It really is.
Yeah.
Should be.
I think
It's
we
tough.
make it complicated.
It's tough, yeah.
I really do.
We
But
can.
but you submit an offer though, and you're thinking that's a really good offer, and
Yeah.
then you don't get it,
I know.
and then you sit and you wait. If agents are like me, I sit and I wait for those results to come out. Some of the agents will tell us the details. Others, they're not supposed to. Nothing should be disclosed. It is all confidential. But
Yeah,
sometimes you can get information out of people.
Loose lips sink ships. You're absolutely right.
I like that one.
That is so true.
It is true.
Well, I mean, if you say, was I close in that offer? You're still okay. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not disclosing. I've had some go, not even. I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
not
my
even
God.
close, right.
Well, you can say that, right?
Yes,
can.
you can.
Yeah, just
You
not
can't,
specific
you
numbers.
can't give, right,
Right.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it's interesting. Oh
It
my
is.
Well,
gosh.
buyers want to know, I think. How come, I thought it was a really good offer. How come it didn't get accepted? I've heard people say this, and I'm like, they can't tell you.
Right.
They
No,
really can't tell
not
you.
till
Why can't
closing.
they tell me?
Right.
They just can't. You need to move on. What can you do anyway? They took another offer. That ship has sailed. You just need to move on
Right.
and find
Yeah.
another one.
It's like, bye-bye now. Next.
Let it go, right?
But I don't get why, I mean, I know it's a law and everything, but sites like Hubzu, they show the previous offer amount,
Right,
so you know what to beat.
right.
How is that compliant?
In Arizona, they share. They say.
Oh, they do?
They do. They think we're odd, and they're like,
Oh.
it simplifies again things for the seller and for the buyer. So if you're putting an offer in, and I already know
Yeah.
that I have a conventional higher than yours, I'm going to tell you I've already got 500,000. Yours
I'll
is
be
only
darned.
4.
Yeah.
So then they just simplify. They don't put in an offer.
Different
next,
states,
move on.
different laws.
Yeah.
Well, it reminds me of going, like, the Gatsby Gala I just went to with Terry. So we're doing the silent auction, and I'm sitting there on, looking down. There's a number. Okay, I got that one. And then you stand there and you watch over somebody's shoulder to see what they were doing. I got
One more dollar, right?
4 minutes
That's
left.
more.
So Jill Rodenbauer, love her. Okay, so she was a swimming mom. She's a teacher, just retired this year.
Aw,
30
thank
years.
you.
I know, man. And so we had a Michael Phelps autographed hat,
Oh.
picture, autographed and all that. And we're at this silent, it was for, what was that for? I go to so many of them. Anyway, so she and I are bidding on each other to get this thing, right? And so they said 2 more minutes, and we're closing the silent auction. She's standing there. She's writing at the top of the page. She doesn't see my hand at the bottom of the page, and I watched her write, and then I wrote the number in, and then I turned the page over.
Oh,
Got it. She has
she
never
ready?
let me. Forever. I know.
That was really sneaky.
I know it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I know.
She has a right to be mad at you.
yeah.
I think.
Her son was presiding over Jess and Alex's wedding.
Oh,
I know.
cool.
He got blessed or ordained or something down in Florida, so he could
You
do
can
it.
do that online.
You can. I'm going to do that. I want to do
Yeah,
weddings.
you
though.
can,
A little
yeah.
extra money.
Right?
Sure, why not? And you get to travel, maybe. You might be onto
Be a
something.
I
good
know.
gig in retirement. That would,
Yes.
Hey, I got about 2 minutes left.
Okay.
Got anything you want to say?
gosh, I wasn't ready for this. Glad to be with EXP. It's a company we are growing leaps and bounds. We're up like, what did I read? 72% from last year in agent count. So many benefits.
Sure.
If you're, come talk to us,
Yeah.
right? Let's.
You mean give Bill a call? Is that what you meant?
Have an
what-
open mind.
That's what.
That was shorthand. I didn't know what she was.
That's what I meant. Get with Bill, and learn the many reasons why to be with our company.
Yeah.
We're the #1 cloud brokerage.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to say is thank you to you and to Dave and Andy and Sarah and the entire team. Because of you, you make my job a lot easier.
Well, we all say it's a pleasure to serve you.
Aw.
You all are our clients, just like, we ask you to go get clients. Our agents are our clients, and we're here to serve you happily. And, I know, speaking for myself and I think the rest of the team, every day is fun.
It is.
When you do what you love, it's not work. And I'm
Do what
having
you
fun
love
again.
and the money will follow.
It does. Yep.
That's true.
Yep.
Hey,
Love
Sun
it.
Prairie, thanks for joining us today. Deb, thanks for being
Thank
here.
you, my pleasure.
Will you come back?
Absolutely.
Awesome. I love
With
that.
enthusiasm.
Yes.
I like it.
Laura, you're amazing.
You are.
No, you are. You
You
are.
are.
Sun Prairie, thanks for listening. If you've got comments, questions, concerns, give us a shout. Also, contact us, see us at Buck and Honey's, wherever. We're here for you. And we always want to give you the information that's going to help you. If you got questions about pricing or you're having troubles getting an offer in, contact me. I'll help you work with your agent. And
There are strategies.
and there are strategies. So till next time, I will see you right back here on the radio. Bye, Sun Prairie.
Bye, Sun Prairie.
Hi. Awesome. How fun.
Wow.
Oh, good music.
I mean, good song, but that's
Yeah.
really loud.
Sorry. That's it.
Okay.
So we're still on
Okay.
Facebook.
great.
We are still on Facebook right now.
Okay.
Don't say anything naughty.
Oh.